brother around a lot, you know, and I'm like, who the nigga with you? I see you at the parties, but you ain't never brought him with you.
Hey.
And he was like, oh, that's my little brother, you know, and I was like, oh, little brother. Yeah. And so I was just like, you know, I walked up to him, you know, Nora, you know, my girl, my best friend.
Hi everyone, I'm your host, owner, and creator of The Mix. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Thank you to everyone for your support. I need for you all to listen to this video. Everyone, those who are passing through, those who have yet to subscribe, those who are subscribers. Yes, listen to this video from beginning to end. Also, let's continue to engage in the comment section. Drop a comment. Let's get the discussion going. Head on over to my community section. I have polls going on. Vote. Check out some of my content there. And again, thank you guys for your support. Like this video. Share this video. Let me get right into the topic at hand. Okay, you guys, as you can see what this video is going to be about. Let me jump right into it. Okay, everyone, it looks like the famous and beloved Keke and her baby daddy Darius may have broken up. Yes, it has been reported they have unfollowed each other on all social media platforms, and I think erased some of their pictures and videos and things of that nature. Yeah, so according to the internet streets, his blogs, and a variety of other social media platforms. Also, what I discovered, because I am on Twitter, it looks like Darius has reactivated his Twitter account last time I checked. And based on what I saw, his tweets are still up. Let me go ahead and go over to Twitter and I can show you guys from my Twitter page. But yeah, it seems like they are broken up, and that sucks if this is totally true. Hopefully this is just a little, roadblock, and they get back together and give it another try. I mean, it's a lot having a new baby and all of that. Trust me, I'm a mom of 3. I was married for like 15 years, so I know. I can speak to this, you guys, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. So your auntie, to all the youngins, you guys listen to this, because I'm going to have an unpopular opinion. Yes, unfortunately, I'm coming from an unpopular opinion position today. But let me go ahead and head on over to Twitter and show you guys that. Okay, yeah, Darius' Twitter is still activated. Darius Dalton. I think he goes by just Darius Dalton. I believe his last name is Jackson. Yeah, Darius Dalton. And look at a couple days ago. It says Darius Pop Crave tweeted, Darius Dalton deactivates social media pages following backlash for publicity shaming girlfriend Keke Palmer. Darius tweeted, y'all thoughts. So yeah, it looks like he did turn off his comments though. He turned off his comments. So Darius is still on Twitter. Wow, and he's sticking by what he said. Look at his tweet. You guys see it here. This is live. I am an active Twitter user. Been on Twitter for about 10 years. So yeah, this is Darius' tweet from 3 days ago. He's standing behind what he says, and you know what? I don't blame him. I'm a type of person, when I feel strong about something, I won't waver either, regardless what it is. It could be professionally, it could be personally. If I say what I said, then I stand by that. I'm glad he's getting this at a young age, because when I was young, I used to be so indecisive or wavering in so many areas about standing behind what I may feel that is wrong or uncomfortable. But yeah, or I may see a different point. But now, oh no. So yeah, he stands behind what he said. We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother of his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. Again, this is from Darius' page. He still has this up 3 days ago. He said what he said. Okay, you guys. Yes, so you see that Darius Dalton, also known as Darius Jackson, his Twitter page is now deactivated. It was at first though. It was, but he reactivated it. I don't know. I haven't checked Instagram because I don't follow him on Instagram. I do follow Keke Palmer on Instagram. She's such a light. She's always operating, in my opinion, off a high vibrational wave, and her energy, her laugh, everything, just it's infectious. Not to say that she may not have her bad days or whatever, or ups or downs or whatever, but she doesn't broadcast it for the world to see. And based off of my opinion and review, I just don't think she has too many. I believe, in my opinion, that she feels like she's blessed. So that's a good thing. Okay, you guys. Now, Unpopular opinion. Yes. Unpopular opinion. Keke Palmer is a beautiful girl, like I stated, and incredibly talented and smart. I watched her grow up. She can be my daughter. However, because again, I have adult sons in their 20s and late 20s. Unpopular opinion, based on what I can see from many interviews she's done, and I do follow her on social media, like I stated, Keke seemed to be thirsty for a man in a relationship, and that's just my opinion. I just sit back and observe. I'm one of them observant aunties from the window. Y'all know how I can determine that because I once was like that, and I'm just going to be really transparent. Beautiful girl, smart, intelligent, but you feel like you need a man and you're just going for anything, or you just, when you're attracted to someone, that's the man that you want, So, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. And yes, Keke, like I said, Keke can be my daughter, but sometimes you have to say what others may be afraid to say or tiptoe around, what others may be feeling like they're tiptoeing around. And I'm saying this from a loving space, you guys, not to shame her or anything, but I'm telling you, I'm that type of mom. You can ask my boys when, it's only so much I can take when it's like, okay, son, okay, yeah. No. Let me give you, I'm West Side, Chicago. I grew up in the hood, so I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, so it's just a mixture of this, a mixture of that. Yet, keeping it real, I'm just keeping it real and honest, and in my opinion, now we can, and this is just my opinion, you guys, but now we can agree to disagree for those who think I am tripping. Yes, we can agree to disagree. And yes, you all know I am a boy mom. Like I said before, I have adult sons, and I told one of my sons recently, yes, one of my adult sons, to get his ish together because he's acting like a F-boy. And this is just a little story time right now. And I'm going to get back to my thoughts on Miss Keke Palmer and how this connects to what I'm stating. Yes, so I called her thirsty, and I just called my son a F-boy. Well, I didn't call him that. I said he's acting like one. So, and to get his ish together, he was really taken aback, y'all. He was. But I was being serious because, number one, my son is incredibly talented. You guys have no idea. He's the middle child. He's very talented. He's an artist. He raps and he writes. He draws. To be honest, you guys, I put my son over Tupac. I know y'all like, girl, you tripping. I do, as far as artists and those who know me, and I've shared before on my channel, that yes, I love music, a variety of music. I grew up on music. I love music. I do. But yeah, he's an artist. He raps, he writes. Lyrically, his music makes sense. His metaphors, his vocabulary, his flow, etc. He won't allow me to share his music on my channel yet, and he's sometimes so extra secretive about his artistry, his art. He also, like when he was in high school, he was a part of the poetry club too. And I used to be wondering, like when we was in high school, I'm like, why do you guys? So I'm reading his journal one day because I'm one of them nosy moms. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking that he about to go do something, but it was a journal. So he was just expressing himself. I'm thinking that, and he, and I do sometimes art imitate life imitates art. So, I had a conversation with him, like, what does all this mean? But it was very artistic and his vocabulary is so immaculate. And I used to be like, just so advanced. And I used to be like, why do you keep this thesaurus? Why do you keep a dictionary? He would have his dictionary, his thesaurus, and he would have his journal. So yeah, he's really committed to his artistry, and I love it. And number two, my son, he's also incredibly intelligent. 3, he's very handsome. 4, he's well mannered. And 5, he's very polite and incredibly well spoken. He can get any job just like that. He just, I don't know. But you guys, I'm not gonna say this is the downside. It's just the challenges, and this is another topic for another day. I grew up in the hood, Chicago, West Side, all of that. And my kids, for the most part, was born and raised in the suburbs. So my oldest was not, he was born in Chicago, but then I relocated to the suburbs. So again, that's another topic for another day. Because when it comes to my middle child, like I was just explaining, just his accolades, his character and all of that. He's a suburban brat, in my opinion, and did not grow up in the hood like I did. And I've noticed after I divorced his dad the spark he had pretty much declined. Yeah, he just had this light about him and was so personable, so energetic, so, talkative. Although he's not so much a people's person as he was when I was married and his dad was in the household. The divorce is another topic, and I had good reason to divorce. I overstayed my welcome, overplayed my position in that situation for almost 15 years. Wasn't good for the boys or I. Nobody wins when the family feuds. It wasn't good. It's a good situation for none of us. I accomplished more post-divorce and in so many other areas in my life, and I thank God for just getting me out of that situation because it just wasn't the best. Only beautiful outcome from my marriage, my ex-husband, was the birth of my boys. So anyway, my point is, I see so much greatness in my son, and I said this to him in person and via text. And last time I saw him, you guys, and his girlfriend, yes, I told him he is young and a man and needs to do better and stop acting like a fuck boy. Yes, an F boy. Yes, I did. I told my son that. I gave it to him straight, no chaser, and he was offended and taken aback. And that's why I said, this is a connection with what I just said, unpopular opinion, because I know for my son, like I said, he grew up born and raised in the suburbs, and me talking to him a certain kind of way, sometimes it's just difficult even talking to my younger son. They're not used to certain language, I guess, but don't get it twisted. I can turn it on and off. But sometimes it's like, I want to skip around all that and just get to the point, and it's not grasping them in a certain way. So it's just like I go straight in, no chaser, and they just be looking at me like, what? They probably think they mama's ghetto. Whatever. Think what they want to think. So yeah. My son, he was offended, you guys, when I called him an F boy. He even had the nerve to say, well, Mom, perhaps that is what you were used to, but I'm not that. I was like, what? Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked he said that to me. And honestly, I laughed to myself. I chuckled because there was some truth to what he said. I won't go into details about that, but your girl, the mix, yeah, I came across some F boys in my time, but I was naive. Naive. Like I said, I won't go into the details, but I'm his mom, and I just won't say that for any reason. And when I say F-boy, that means like a broke dude living from pillar to post. He got this girlfriend. He really likes her. She's in college, blah, blah, blah. It's just, he's kind of still figuring things out. I wish he would have went off to college. He was supposed to go, and he did, I'm going to take a year off, and not sure what happened after that. So he and I reevaluated things. I'm like, look, we had this agreement. You should have been doing this, blah, blah, blah. You can multitask, even go to school for part-time. So I just been I push education big in my household. And not to say education is for everyone, because my oldest son, he didn't go to college, and he's doing extremely well. He's in construction, and oh my gosh, he's doing absolutely well. And he's a foreman on a construction site. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But back to my middle child, my story time. But so when I say F-boy, it's like living pillar to post. You don't have, and he does have a job. Let me say that. He does have a job. But it's like, handle your responsibilities, because he could get a job just like that. His interviewing skills, all of that, to me, I call him a finesser. When it comes to, he knows how to communicate extremely well when it comes to interviewing. He knows how to articulate his point. He knows how to sell himself. So he's very intelligent in that aspect as well. So he can get any job just like that. Because because my son, he's not loose when it comes to females and being in a relationship. Even his dad and I, at one point, we tried to tell him, because we noticed like when he's with a female, he's just like with that person, and he's so family oriented and just wants to be seem like a relationship. He's like a relationship guy, and nothing is wrong with that, but I just feel he's young, so just kind of date around, but he said to me once, he was like, my dad was telling me the same thing. He was like, that's not who I am. And when, he's like, when I date a female, he wants to just date that one female. And when I say dating, I don't mean sleeping around. You can date someone without just sleeping, sexual. It doesn't have to be any of that, you guys. So, and that's why I was trying to explain to him. But my son is like, he's just committed to that one girl. So, and I get that, because I'm like that too. If I'm with one person and locked in, it's just that one person. I'm not all over here entertaining this person or that person. So that's just how I operate. I think he got that from me. His dad, my ex-husband, is not that way. He is for the streets. He is. He's for the streets, and he's almost 50 years old. So anyway, I digress for all that. So let me get back to Keke Palmer. She is thirsty, in my opinion. And I believe she just wanted a baby from Darius. You know, she's probably thought, okay, I'm young, getting older, this and that, etc., etc. And this is just me, my thoughts, my opinions. We can agree to disagree. Although it seems like they were head over heels for one another in love and all of that, the way they met just seemed pretty thirsty to me. And based on past interviews I've heard from Keke, when it comes to like relationships, she seems a bit masculine. So it won't ever work, in my opinion, if she does not rest in her feminine energy. And this is Auntie speaking. Auntie speaking, you guys. So like Mother Ayala would say, and perhaps because she dated down, she won't rest, in my opinion, in her feminine energy. Keke Palmer has always had like a strong personality, and honestly, I was shocked she ended up in a relationship. But it looked, I'm like, okay, she's doing her thing. I'm happy, because I'm a big hopeless romantic. I love, even if it's not for me, it's not happening with me, I just love to see love and people flourish in their relationships. That's just me. So I am rooting for her and her baby daddy. Hopefully they can get over this hurdle. They are young, and if both of them are open to a healthy relationship, and just open to communication overall, open to communication and probably couples therapy, in my opinion, their relationship could probably be saved. It could. Now, if there was alleged cheating involved, that is another story, to each its own. Perhaps that is a deal breaker for Keke or for her baby daddy Darius. Some people have boundaries, and I won't tolerate, certain things like that at all. But if it's not cheating and not an abusive situation, then honestly, you guys, in my opinion, I think they can rise above all of this. This is just, like I said, like a little hurdle, a little stumbling block. It's not that serious. And I honestly believe there's probably more to this, so that we probably don't know about, the people. And I do believe her baby daddy has some insecurity issues within their relationship, and needs probably a strong male guidance as to how to navigate a relationship when it comes to, even if they don't work out, he may go on, move on, and may meet someone else, and the female may be financially advanced than Darius, so how to, navigate a relationship like that when you have one party of the relationship probably making a substantial amount of more money than the other, because in this instance, Keke is very popular and her financial status is far greater than Darius. So that could be something that he could probably speak to someone about in advance, if he does get into a new relationship, or if he want to salvage the relationship with his with Keke, his baby mama. So because I believe, I'm a firm believer in a healthy relationship, whether you be contractually married or not, even if you're just partners and living together and you have a child, I believe the child needs both parents. But it has to come from a healthy position. That's just my opinion, and that's another subject for another day, because I can horn in on how my divorce affected my middle child like greatly. But in my mind, I'm like, boy, get over that. We can go to therapy, this and that, etc., etc. But I digress. So, but yeah, because like I said before, no one wins when a family feud. But let's be real, you guys, males do have egos, and I believe Darius, his ego, whatever's going on, it spilled over to social media. So his insecurity, his egos, especially if Darius is an alpha male, and I get alpha male energy just based off of his post. And he may not be alpha male financially, but alpha male in, okay, I have a son now. These are the type of values I want for my son to take. I want my son to see his mom in this type of light or whatever. Not to say that Keke can't be sexy, this and that, but it's the decorum. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And he's probably, in his mind, it's like, okay, you were just hanging out. Yeah, you're an entertainer, but you're not on stage performing. You're not on Instagram performing, but you are hanging out at a concert, and voila. So, but yeah, it seems like he has insecurity issues and ego going on. And Keke, in my opinion, should possibly speak with an older female, probably Mother Ayana, who has experience, and to help her too, to navigate a relationship with someone who is not as financially advanced than she is, and learn how to exude more feminine energy, from that perspective. That's if she gets into another relationship with someone who makes far less than her. So from my perspective, she may need some guidance as well, if she's not getting it from her mom. And I don't know if her parents are still together. If not, maybe she needs to have, if they are still together, maybe she needs to have like a sit down with her parents. That's if she's open to it, because sometimes, let's be clear, let's be real, although my parents are divorced, but old school parents, they do things differently from how we're doing it today. And like, even with me, my kids, they're navigating their relationships different from the way I mean, now you have people meeting on social media, people building relationships on social media and never met the person. That's their, so the era is different from decade to decade. So I don't know if Keke is receptive to some of her mom's values and this and that when it comes to marriage. I believe her parents are still together. So maybe she needs to sit at the foot of an elder or a woman, a wise woman, and hopefully it is her mom or Mother Ayala, to gain some wisdom in certain areas. I'm not saying that you adopt or adapt everything old school wise, because I'm the type of person, all traditions are not meant to be passed down. But Keke is in Hollywood. It's a lot of things going on. Let's just be real about it. A lot of morals and values are obsolete, doesn't really exist. So, she's battling two worlds. I'm quite sure she's seen her mom and parents. It seems like they kept her grounded, which is perfect. I love that. I mean, she's a grown woman. She's an adult. So, but let me share this audio with you guys, or the screen, to give some more context to why I say Keke seemed a little bit thirsty. So what I'm about to share with you is how Keke and Darius met.
See you at the parties, but you ain't never brought him with you. Hey. and he was like, oh, that's my little brother, and I was like, oh, little brother. Yeah. And so I was just like, I walked up to him, Nora, my girl, my best friend. She was like, you should just say something to him. She's like, that's like, you should ask him if he wants a drink. You should ask him if he wants a drink. And I'm like, girl, you think I should ask? She's like, yes. And so I was like, okay, shit, I'm going. And so I was like, you want to take a shot or whatever like that? And he was like, so this is the thing. He's very fine. But he like has that personality where it's like, do you know you're fine? You know what I'm saying? So when I walked up to him, I was expecting him. I was not looking for love.
Okay. So that adds some context to how they met at a party. It was, I think, Diddy's party. And Darius' brother is an actor. He acts on Insecure. So Darius' brother, I forgot his name, he brought Darius, his younger brother, to the party with him. So if you hone in on what Keke was saying, she basically went after him. He wasn't checking for her. And based off of my reviews and based off of things that I've observed from her social media and just them in action, it's like she's the one that's always like in his face, And maybe that's just his personality. He's laid back and not as like aggressive on his girl or whatever, but it just seems like she praised him so much, and like how he looks good, this and that. And that's why I say too, like, did she just want him for a baby? So I don't know, not to negate the fact that maybe perhaps they were just so in love and head over heels for one another, but it goes back to what I was saying, and I'm giving it straight, no chaser. She was thirsty. She's thirsty. She was thirsty for a guy. And in my opinion, unpopular opinion, I believe a man should seek a woman. Or when women, not to say that we can't flirt and this and that, but you don't just aggress. Look how she's just so, like, calm down, mama. If he was into her like that, he would have approached her. So I'm just a firm believer now, lather years, that a man seeks a woman. And usually, based off of what I've seen in history and over the past and other people's relationships, not to say relationships are perfect regardless who seek who, but for the most part, when a man seeks a woman, that relationship lasts. You know, not to say if you are a pick-me or anything like that, but I do believe men are natural hunters. They're hunters and they're gatherers. I had learned that later on in life. So back to what my son said about me messing with F-boys. Yeah, that's why. Because I was like so thirsty. And like, oh, I want him. Oh, I like him. Oh, he cute. No. Calm down, mama. Calm down. That's how you end up getting in a situation with an F-boy. And you looking like, well, what was I thinking? You're thinking with your hormones. You're thinking with the aesthetics. You're thinking from a vanity perspective. No. Relationships like that rarely last. Rarely last. Especially when it's coming from a female. You know, the aggressiveness, the masculine energy. So calm down, rest in your feminine energy. And it's a way women can be flirtatious without being so giddy and so thirsty. So even if a woman, not to say women, I'm not saying, when I say seek a man, I mean just like aggressively feminine energy, like, oh, you my man, you know, you go, oh, you so fat, you know, okay, you say that to yourself, but you know, it's a way that you do it. It's a way that you do. So I hope you all see my point. So what I'm saying is that similarities in other interviews where she spoke about relationship, just like seemed like she's just coming off as like she's thirsty. So also I do believe, in my opinion, Keke always probably wanted to have a family, a baby, this and that, or just even a baby. Because look at modern day society now, modern day women like, hey, I don't need the man. I just guess give me the baby. I can do it on my own. I can take care of myself. I'm one here to tell you, absolutely not. The mix, your girl, the mix over here. No, I don't want to do all of this by myself. I was married and damn near was doing it all by myself. So, oh gosh, I digress. You know, but yeah, I hope they get back together. What are your thoughts? Like this video, share this video. Do you believe Keke Palmer is thirsty? Do you believe that Darius had a great point when he spoke about representation of his family? And I'm not saying Darius is perfect as well, you know, and none of us is perfect. All of us is far from reproach, you know. So, but I do believe, and also, do you believe it's something deeper? And Darius just kind of, it was something already there brewing, and it just, he was at his tipping point, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. But yeah, and which that spilled over to social media. But yeah, and what I don't like too, oh gosh, let me share this with you guys. Keke is out here rubbing it in. Come on now, Keke, take the high road, you know. Like she said, she did an interview saying that if she was in a relationship with someone and something goes down, that no one would really know about it. She wants to keep that private, in-house, in the closet, basically. But obviously her baby daddy brought the stuff to the forefront, which he was wrong for, in my opinion. He should not have brought it to the forefront like that on social media. So now I guess she's playing in his face. And at this point, it's like two wrongs don't make it right. So she's being petty as well. And maybe because I'm like above that, and I probably would have did something like that too in my 20s. You know, so, or probably worse. Y'all don't know your girl in the mix. But let me go to what this article. I'm going to share this article really quick with you guys. Hindustan Times. Keke Palmer's baby daddy Darius Jackson has deleted all photos of Palmer from his Instagram profile, sparking rumors of potential breakup. This is what, okay, you guys, this is what, oh my gosh, Keke is a trip for this. Okay, the saga of Keke Palmer and her jealous boyfriend continues, and now there's merch. And this is the Los Angeles Times. This is just an excerpt I'm going to go over. So Keke Palmer has merch, you guys. Yeah, she has merch. Keke Palmer's very public feud with her ex-boyfriend, I guess, possibly. Jackson is now simmering down. In fact, fans following the dumpster fire can now commemorate the ordeal with merch. Yes. Okay. This is it. She also updated her merch line. On Palmer's website, fans can now commemorate this messy family feud and Palmer's boss moves with a white crew neck that reads, "I'm a mother," for $45. Or a t-shirt that reads, I'm Stevie to the bulls, to the bull-ish. Right. So basically she's selling merch because she's basically responding. This is how she's responding to this. She's jumping on like, hey, I might as well capitalize off this. To me, they do get back together, it's not going to be right. So basically her merch line is basically saying, I'm a mother, period. Like, I'm not a wife, I'm a mother. And then the I'm Stevie to the bull-ish, meaning like she blind to the bull-ish. So yeah, right there, I do not think that she should have did that. Now you're making a mockery out of the situation when obviously Darius has some insecurity issues and deeper with some things deeper within, and you're just poking the bear, you're poking fun. So I don't think that's classy at all. But she's young, he's young, and I probably would have done far worse. Far worse. So at least she's making merch. I would have did. Yeah, it would have been something different probably. Just say if the roles were reversed back then. That was my mind frame back then. But we all live and learn. But I'm just here to try to hopefully send a message to young people. That's just really not the route to take. Period. It's not. So, but both may need to just, take a break and to reevaluate things. Having a baby, you guys, is a strain on any relationship, especially newborn. And like I said, I am a mom of 3, so I really can't speak to this. So let me know your thoughts. Like this video, share this video, drop a comment. Thank you all for continuing to support the mix. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye.